Thank you so much for watching and keeping it on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda. Welcome to UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Chomdisha, at exactly 10 p.m. We start off with President Yoweri Museveni, who has revealed that Uganda People's Defense Forces gunships attacked a big camp of ADF fighters 60 kilometers from the Uganda-DRC border on the Ntoroko side of the border in the wee hours of Saturday. According to the president's Twitter message released on Saturday, the attack was devastating because it was a clear target and the reconnaissance plane was monitoring from the air. The president congratulated the UPDF Air Force and the SOR that locate those criminals. He said the 5 people that burned the lorry, the tourist van, and killed the 2 tourists with their driver are being hunted in the area to the left of Bwera Kikongoro Road as you come from Bwera. The president says that the UPDF should involve the police and Wananchi to hunt for these groups running from Congo. He says that the UPDF should involve the police, the Wananchi, in his tweet as quoted, and they're no longer a military problem. They are police, popular vigilance, and anti-terrorism efforts. We are destroying their base in Congo, says the president at the end of his Twitter message. And he also salutes the Congo President Tshisekedi for agreeing to work with the Uganda People's Defense Forces to uproot the ADF criminals. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has congratulated Mr. and Mrs. Timothy Karugaba upon their wedding at Speak Reason Monyonyo this weekend. The Vice President, Major Jessica Lupa, represented President Museveni at the wedding. In a message read for him, President implored the couple to work hard and establish themselves through exhibiting excellence, promoting the spirit of patriotism and hard work given the good background and family foundation of the parents. Museveni advised them to work together as a couple on investments or projects that create wealth and income to the family so that they can liberate themselves from poverty and contribute to the socio-economic transformation of the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say that this stand welcome the VP. We have the Major Jessica Rose Aroko. Ladies and gentlemen, you're highly welcome, the Vice President. You're highly welcome. Engalo zamani mnoga you people.
Engalo zamani. Your Excellency, you're most welcome.
We can all sit, please.
I know your culture is not very different from mine. The children are men and are supposed to drink milk. He has come to pick the envelope, so we are not disappointed. The bride and groom, the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Karugaba, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to heartily congratulate the bride and groom, Mr. Timothy and Mrs. Gabriela Musingusi Karugaba, upon this milestone of holy matrimony. Today, you have become husband and wife. Congratulations. I congratulate the family of Mr. Jimmy and Mrs. Miriam Karugaba, the family of the late George Mugenyi and Mrs. Jovia Mugenyi, for giving your children a good upbringing, and you have watered their roots and helped them to blossom. I trust that they will continue to flourish in their new home. On behalf of the Greater Mzee Kaguta family and on my own behalf, I wish to congratulate my young sister, Miriam Chikwekwe Karugaba, upon this milestone. Your son has become a man and he is going to walk in our footsteps. It gives us great pleasure. I wish to thank Timothy Karugaba, and I encourage you to keep the mantle and sustain your parents' legacy alive. I implore you and your wife to work hard and establish yourselves. I believe that you will exhibit excellence, promote the spirit of patriotism and hard work, given the good background and family foundation of your parents. Committing oneself to a spouse is a sign of great responsibility and a lifetime commitment. You chose to take this path out of your own volition and without compulsion. Marriage will make you grow together in harmony, and your lives will be more meaningful and purposeful. I therefore urge you to take your marriage vows seriously. It is encouraging to see elders, leaders, relatives, and friends in your respective capacities, sparing your time to bless our young people who have taken the decision of beginning a family. In traditional Africa, children belong not only to the family and clan, but to the entire community. Once again, I congratulate the bride and groom and wish you the best in your marriage. Thank you. Signed, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, 21st October 2023. And in the message, as you know, His Excellency is a man of culture. I think he also wants to emphasize that the children must bring milk. He sent with this written message an envelope enclosed in it 10 million Uganda shillings.
Prime Minister Rebna Nabanja has asked the residents of Bukoma Nsimbi and Kalungu districts to embrace government programs but also ensure that there's value for money. The Prime Minister was addressing leaders from the two districts as she mobilized them for the forthcoming Agricultural Expo.
Premier Robina Nabanja is in the district of Bukoma Nsimbi, Kalungu and Sembabule to explain to farmers the 6 policy proposals of production, multiplication, distribution and certification of seeds and stocking materials, disease control, agricultural mechanization and irrigation, and farmer education and mobilization, in addition to partnerships with big landowners and interventions in the fisheries sector.
Institutions of government is on now, ministries is on now. Departments and agencies tugende twetegereze bino service delivery. Government obuweereza butuuka ekyo kimu, bwe buba butuuka ekyo kirungi, bwe buba tebutuuka kiki, bwe buba tebutuuka nga waliwo mulabe tugiramu awo nga tufuwamu pipe nga clogs zivaamu era abamu ng'emitwe gikola ki abakola obulungi nabo nga tukola ki nga tubasiima.
Nabanja says that the NRM government has sent a lot of money to districts, but it might be misused if the leaders do not follow up by monitoring. Nabanja put to task the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Bukoma Nsimbi, Annette Sali, to explain what money being sent by government, especially in the road sector, is being used to transform the communities.
Namba saba. Naddala abafunye omukisa okuweereza Madamu Kawo abasaaga basekeredde obudde bw'okusaaga bukoze eki.
The Minister for Public Service, Moroli Mukasa, assured the people that government is now reviewing the public service to ensure that the people get services that the NRM party promised.
Ereza yaffe mwe mugiraba mutya ng'abakozi ba gavumenti tubaweereza bulungi nnyo busanyuka, tubaweerezaamu empeereza ebadde ya kibogwe, waliwo ebitagenda bulungi mu maaso. Ebyo bye njagala okukola ki okumanya. Kozi kati yes bwe tugamba nti tuyinza okutwala ebiseera biwanvu n'ekyomukisa omulungi 28 tujja kukola ki kudda wano. N'olwekyo nja kunyumirwa nnyo singa ebintu ebyo byonna bwe bitutuukako kasita RDC waali mubimuwe olwaleero n'enkya.
Defence and Veterans Minister Vincent Wamulanga Kisempejja, while addressing the leaders of Kalungu district at the district headquarters, says that the NRM government does not arrest people arbitrarily, saying that many people have abused government and went scot-free.
Nti government tugikwata era muginyweze kubanga namwe gye mulaga tukola ki tuyinza kugamba nti twagala chorus onoomusaba ani omulala otamusaba Museveni kubanga mukulu gyava Sembabule gyava Bukomansimbi kyali tikisuubirwa.
The Agricultural Expos will take place next week starting on 27th to 29th October 2023. The Agribusiness Expo brings together smallholder farmers, large-scale farmers, farmer associations, agricultural researchers and agribusiness companies to exchange ideas on how best to improve production, productivity and profitability.
Now, couples have been urged to respect one another in order to live happily in their marriages. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, was speaking at the reception hosted by East African Legislative Assembly, Member of Parliament Jacqueline Amongin and her husband Achilles Lubega at Kololo Independence Grounds after their holy wedding at the Munyonyo Martyrs Shrine Minor Basilica in Munyonyo.
Achilles Lubega and Jacqueline Amongin made a triumphant entry into Uganda Martyrs Shrine Minor Basilica in Munyonyo to have their wedding solemnized during a holy mass led by the Bishop of Soroti Diocese, the Right Reverend Joseph Achiru. Ministers, members of parliament, relatives, friends, in-laws and the families of the couple witnessed the holy matrimony. Prominent of those who attended were State Ministers for Public Service Grace Mukasa, Trade David Bahati, and Fisheries Helen Adoa. Amidst the liturgical service, the couple promised to love each other in all circumstances through taking their marriage vows.
Ready, free and without reservation, to give yourself to each other in marriage. I am.
The Bishop of Soroti Diocese, the Right Reverend Joseph Achiru, led and confirmed the couple in holy matrimony by uniting them into one person, wife and husband.
Today I will take full control and nobody will ever
Bishop Achiru urged them to respect the sacrament of matrimony and to always be happy.
welded and riveted by the Holy Spirit till death do your part. This sacrament, as indeed all other sacraments, is for serious people. It is for serious people, not for jokers, not for what we call back home they are toties. This way, no.
The newlywed couple treated their guests to a reception at Kololo Independence Grounds. The Deputy Speaker of Uganda's Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, the Speaker of the Iyala Council, Joseph Ntakirutimana, MPs from Iyala, Cabinet Ministers and representatives from East African countries, Ugandan legislators among others graced the occasion. Tayebwa urged the bride and groom to love each other.
Is someone very fragile, very vulnerable. She always needed someone very strong around her. And she got that right person. And actually, I trust both of you because you're black now. I want you to keep loving each other, keep respecting each other. You know, in many marriages, men tend to be so strongly hearted and demanding much more from their women, which creates fear.
Other guests included the Executive Director of National Water and Sewage Corporation, Engineer Silva Mugisha, NRM dignitaries including the Eastern Region Chairman Captain Mike Mukula, Barbara Nekesa and others.
We shall continue like we have always done to tell our people that domestic violence is not the best way of solving challenges in marriages. That is why we have elders that we can talk to, we have church leaders that we can talk to. So we should provide avenues for discussion of
the children's occasion. What I learned from here is that we have everybody from Uganda. So we need to...
Moving on from weddings, the Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Wilberforce Chicho Luwalira, has expressed concern over the ongoing falsehoods about the diocese regarding the election of his successor. Luwalira communicated this during a Thanksgiving service as he begins his retirement as the Bishop of Namirembe Diocese. The Thanksgiving service was held at St. Paul's Cathedral in Namirembe, as you're about to witness.
The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Wilberforce Chicho Luwalira, has held a Thanksgiving service at St. Paul's Cathedral, Namirembe, appreciating his tenure as the Bishop of Namirembe Diocese. Bishop Luwalira, who has been the Bishop of Namirembe Diocese for 14 years, says it was God who has enabled him to serve.
Mu charge y'omulabirizi nga 3 May 2009 okujjako nga Katonda atubedde era nammwe mwennyini ng'ababedde ne tukolera awamu. Mbeebaza kubanga abalala tugambye nti katukole, abalala ne balinda era mbaagaliza abadde balinda nammwe ekiseera bwe kinaatuuka nammwe mukole.
Luwalira, however, expressed concern over falsehoods spreading all over social media and in the mainstream media about the selection of his successor.
Yowandiika bireeta emirembe ye bigasaani ye bw'omaliriza olunaku lwonna n'otuulaawo n'owulira nga okkalidde bulungi naye nga byewawandiise suusa byereere tuulirayo n'abalala agamba nti kakati ensimbi zino nze nzikuwadde wandiika kino tewankwadde tikiriiyo kiwandiike twegamba akavuyo naye tulina okusigala nga tusimbiddwa, nywezebwa era tusimbiddwa mu kukkiriza kwaffe.
The guest preacher, Emeritus Central Buganda Bishop Jackson Matovu, applauded Bishop Luwalira for his service and the innovations at Namirembe Cathedral that include the church's renovation.
When God chooses you, He knows you. He prepares for you. Even those who are impossible, He helps you enable. I want to use these words. As He leaves office, for you who are staying, stand firm. Stand firm. Look him.
He asked Christians to remain calm and firm as they wait for the selection of the incoming bishop.
Bishop Luwalira, I appreciate you. I am praying to God and I'm praying to the Lord that the new bishop that will be chosen in Namirembe, that will employ you and go back to your people.
Other people spoke highly about Bishop Luwalira's service during his tenure.
Mother Diocese ereme kubeera mother muludda ate olusasamaza. Tusaba buli abali mu nsonga eno bagikwatenga enteekateeka y'ekkanisa ya Uganda bw'egamba. Twagala Katonda y'aba atuwa omulabirizi addako. Tetwagala bantu batuwe mulabirizi addako.
Since its establishment in 1960, Namirembe Diocese has had 5 bishops, the first bishop being Les Brown, who served for a 5-year term, Danson in Subuga, who served for a decade, Bishop Kauma, who served for 9 years, Bishop Balaga Dese Kadde, and the recent Bishop Wilberforce Chicho Luwalira, who has served for a period of 14 years. The Thanksgiving was attended by clergies from Uganda and outside Uganda, dignitaries from Uganda, and Central Buganda among others. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Kagadi Inter-Religious Council Committee, comprising of mainly clergy of different religious denominations and entire Christian community in Bunyoro, have conducted ecumenical prayers denouncing the rampant corruption by Kagadi leaders. The congregation also rejected the proposed creation of Kapiemi Healing City. Details for now.
The Bishop of Bunyoro Chitara Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Kahuma, has opposed the creation of Kapiemi Healing City based on sectarian tendencies, denouncing hypocrisy and corrupt tendencies of some political leaders. In joint prayers held at St. Mary's Kagadi Catholic Parish, Monsignor Peter Kaberenge and the Episcopal Vicar Kagadi Vicariate castigated leaders who fuel tribal and religious divisionism, saying Kagadi is developing rapidly and doesn't need counterproductive leaders.
And yet here in the church, where I say, let us pray, you remain seated, you people. You remain seated. I'm not blaming you. And when you go there, and then it means heaven has come down. Those politicians that are heaven are come with
the chairperson, Interreligious Council, Kagadi, Pastor Magezi Ibrahim and Sheikh Isingoma Muhammad, the Kabale District Kadi, on behalf of Kagadi and the entire Bunyoro residents, pinned the Kagadi District LC5 chairperson, Diwami Yosi Bahunga, for fueling corruption in the district.
Our brothers in this kind of joint prayer to pray for our leaders, especially the corruption which has become rampant in the Kagadi district and the whole country. We have also joined the prayers to celebrate the independence, because with some of our members did not attend the national celebrations. So the prayers have been so wonderful and have been so peaceful.
However, Ndiwami Yosia Bahunga denied all allegations as false, saying he met the Minister for Local Government seeking guidance and that the Council and Executive has not yet passed a resolution of creating Kapiemi Healing City.
One thing the Minister told us, the issue of creation is 2025, so we have enough time to consult. We have not consulted anybody yet, and a group of section of readers in form of the interreligious from different regions said they are against the creation of the city, but the actual sense is there was no need for that kind of misunderstanding.
On corruption, he said the District Service Commission is an independent entity which cannot be influenced by the chairman LC5, adding that his graduate relatives are also unemployed. I'm Benon Mukwaya with Mosinguzi Andrew, UBC News.
Laying of hands to Christians is one of the important rituals in the Anglican faith and instituted by Jesus Christ. This confirms one as a true Christian who is legally allowed to receive the gifts of the Holy Spirit and participate in other Anglican rituals like the Holy Communion and Eucharist, among others. Take a look.
David Kamgesha has been among the 240 Christians that were confirmed into Anglican faith at Renyaji Church of Uganda in Buyanja Sub-County, Rukunjiri District this week. The Bishop of North Kigezi, Onesimus Asimwe, officiated the ceremony and attracted the clergy and political leaders from the area. Kamgisha, 51, a resident of Rotarisel in Renyaji Parish, says he officially got married in church 12 years back without being confirmed, which is against the Anglican rituals. The North Kigezi Diocesan Bishop, Right Reverend Onesimus Asimwe, urged the newly confirmed Christians to use the Bible as a guiding tool and always respect their religious leaders.
Abantu nkabo bashemere bajunwe kandi bamanye ngo emirimo mirunje barikora Rwanda nagisima konke mirimo yonka tere kutwara mwiguru.
nanti kwena umuntu eje kweresherera agira ati mwenu anye kwasenderwe na umuntu aikomugehena agira ati habwenshi batarangambira mazima.
The bishop also challenged men to always respect and handle their dear wives with care, saying that a woman is a precious thing that God created for them.
Bero kazogu ariyaho natetema hati ninjira abashenja bamwe bagabenje n'amabale bakotingeshera jo sha Musa kandi shirajirecho shiri ombalevi abalevi eshura ya 20 obushorongo 10.
Erenyaji Church of Uganda priest Reverend Julius Nwagaba explains that confirmation helps Christians to receive the Holy Spirit in their lives.
Bena unhuru kushabira aburhange ambarafto kamitono abahinduka bakristayi kugira ngo mutahe muno kujunwa kandi Yesu abakwase mugire ubwenge ese yimwazamu.
The bishop is apparently traveling in the diocese confirming young and old people that believe in the Anglican faith. Kabanza Ronald and Benoni Mukwaya for UBC.
Elders in Moroto district say that the election of Karamoja King last Thursday was null and void, as many tribes in the region were not consulted. On Friday this week, 25 cultural leaders from the 9 districts of Karamoja Southern elected Peter Adey of Nyakwea of Abim as the first king of Karamoja. This has created mixed reactions amongst elders, as many say Karamoja does not need a king, while others support it but want it to be properly conducted.
Getting 2 cultural elders in every district.
Cultural heads from Moroto, Napak, Nakapiripirit, Nabilatuk, Abim, Amudat, Karenga, Kabong and Kotido gathered in Moroto and elected Peter Adey of Nyakwea of Abim district as the first king of Karamoja.
Papa Anasuban. Papa Anasuban. Meaning their father of the ceremony. Their father of the ceremony. Now, our uniting totem, our uniting totem will be a cow. A cow. And our name for Karamoja is Karamoja Cultural Council. How to go Ketan and Karamoja. So I've come to this position and I've elected Papa as a day Peter. This is
and John Lorot as the Prime Minister. 5 others on the cabinet include ministers like Mark Aol Aleku, Jimmy Tebanyang, Lokoru and Simon Nangiro. However, some Karimojong are opposed to the creation of a kingdom for Karamoja and accuse Peter Adey of having selfish interest in the kingship deal.
Escalate certain things which may even lead to insecurity. We are
king. That one we are bitter about it. That one cannot take place. The kingship issue, if he is crying for a king cannot exist in Karamoja. That one out.
And we needed the minutes of when they start with the Hik, the minutes of when they start with the Pokot, the minutes of when they start with the Mathenik.
According to the elders, colonialists tried to introduce kingship, but they failed due to the strong Karimojong cultural administration of Akriye Ket.
They tried in 1959, they tried in 1960, they failed because the Karamojong could not agree on a king. It was something unique to them. But surprisingly today, we are hearing something strange called king in Karamoja, which
through the council of elders, through and the culture, the elders' footstool was a cricket.
Rupa Sub-County Chairperson Joseph Otita and Jackson Angela Dome say there was no consultation about the formation of Karamoja Kingdom.
Consultation as leaders. I don't think any sub-county chairperson of Karamoja was consulted, the members of parliament. There is nothing, there is no secrets in this. This was done as if there is something secret.
Consulted the entire region. You know, we have different cultures here.
We have the GA with their different culture. We have the Labrador people here with their different culture. We have the Pokot with their different culture. We have the Hik, they have their own different culture. We have the Nyangia people from the other place with their different culture. Now, how is he going to unite this by rushing to come up with his one?
Elders say if any cultural leadership is to succeed, there is a need to first unite all the ethnic groups in the region, including the Iki and Tepeth.
The Iki would have said something concerning their culture. The people of Napore would have said something. The Tepeth would have said something concerning their culture. And you cannot, exploit the ignorance of the locals.
Elders advise on how best it can be handled.
In having the association called Karamoja Elders Association, the Karamoja Elders Association is also new, but we wanted to see on how we can strengthen the elders of Karamoja so that they regain back their authority, the one they had, which was chartered as a result of the armament of the Karamojong right away from 1979.
We would first emerge all these cultures together, because these people have different cultures. Go to Abim are Tul. They are called Tul. Their culture is different.
Found it palatable for them to adapt that traditional governance system. Then it would have been a process. It would be a gradual process which should have been initiated right from the clan level, come to the village level, parish level, then sub-county, come to the region.
And have Erudit. Erudit is somebody who can be their voice. If they can say a chairman of the elders, that could have worked, but not a king. With us, we are not for kingship. That is self-promoting.
The Karamoja Traditional Cultural Administration was aimed at promoting peace and security.
Residents of Lorengedwat sub-county in Nabilatuk district have commended Nabwin Zono Agricultural Development Institute for transforming their lives from cattle rustling, charcoal burning, among others. They say they've learned that the crop can come out well in the second season as well. Details follow.
Moja sub-region is a semi-arid agro-pastoralist community. They normally have one long rainy season, which often begins in March. Many plant crops like sorghum, maize, beans, green gram as favorable crops due to poor climate change like limited rains, poor agronomy practices, and many get poor yields. It's from this background that Nabwin Zono Agricultural Development Institute started seed multiplication, training the Karimojong on better farming practices. Nabwin Zadi Director Dr. Paul Oklo and the plant breeding and crop agronomy Kayongo Samuel Njuga Seki, the institute has produced technologies which fit the two dry areas of Karamoja and Teso.
Adaptive technologies and for the region. These technologies have been researched and they are designed to be resilient to drought and to pests and diseases.
They also drought tolerant, high yielding, and it's good for both beer and food. We are encouraging as many people to grow it. Birds don't destroy it as much as the other white one.
Nabwin Zadi Director Paul Oklo and the research and entomologist scientist at Nabwin Zadi Dr. Anthony Rafael Jala say Nabwin, together with Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries and the Office of the Prime Minister, are doing seed multiplication.
To grow seeds in Karamoja such that the seeds that the farmers of Karamoja are growing, they should see that it's also coming from here.
We have a range of crops or value chains that we are multiplying foundation seeds here on station and on farm with the farmer groups.
The research and entomologist scientist at Nabwin Zadi, Dr. Anthony Rafael Jala, explains the organic biopesticides produced at the institute.
Developed from the indigenous material, the local material available at Farm Ridge. So it is at its final trial, and it has proved effective in a range of pests, in grains, in pulse, and in fruits.
Locals are employed as casual laborers. Here, they don't only gain money, but skills as well, which they transferred to their own gardens.
Scale farmers, we have got advantage of knowing which variety can we take to our gardens.
Use this thing, using plantings in the rope while they are in the line, in the line, spraying, using those biopesticides. As I even didn't know, it's my first time even to learn from him.
Even if we move now anywhere in Karamoja, you not get crops like this. So hence people, for farmers, we are not informed, and glad to have been staffs who have begun training farmers.
Meanwhile, many locals in Lorenge Duat have learned that they can have a second crop season in Karamoja.
Too, you can see it doesn't have to grow so high.
The recently inaugurated direct flight route connecting Entebbe to Nigeria has stirred the interest of analysts who anticipate that it will play a pivotal role in bolstering trade relations between the two nations. Uganda has set forth ambitious targets aiming to significantly boost trade with Nigeria, with the goal of reaching a minimum of $20 million in the upcoming years. This marks a substantial leap from the current trade volume of $4 million. To achieve this objective, the national carrier Uganda Airlines takes center stage as the primary catalyst.
Nigeria, the largest economy in Africa, boasts of a GDP of $477 billion. Although Nigeria relies heavily on imports to meet its food and agriculture production shortfalls, data on Nigeria-Uganda trade remains limited.
We stimulate markets. So the data will be scanty, definitely, because it's not a route that is served directly. It's not a route that comes even through Entebbe. But the market is going through other airports. So if they can go through those airports, why not Uganda? Our duty is to stimulate that market with frequency and scheduling.
For the women supported by UNDP to showcase their products in Nigeria, this route is a shot in the arm for their businesses.
But Uganda Airlines coming in and bridging the gap, which is the immobility to transport goods, is a milestone. And it's our link to the huge West African market that so many other businesses, coffee, vanilla, tea, can also tap into.
Uganda Airlines Cargo and Logistics Manager Maurice Ongwech says they've created policies that are aimed at stimulating Ugandan exports.
You look at Entebbe and look at Nairobi, there is so much freight moved out of Nairobi at lower cost per kilo. And we are talking perishable freight into the same markets that our exporters move their freight into. But today, from the time of our inception, the price has come down to about $1 per kilo, and all these airlines are charging about the same. They are charging about the same. And the question would be, why are they charging about the same? It's because a new player came into the market. This new player has a mandate to make profit, yes, but the new player also has an additional mandate as the national carrier. Increase and support to exports. We must move our exports out into the market. For us to be competitive, we must support local enterprise.
Uganda Airlines is deploying the Airbus A330-800 neo aircraft on this route, and plans to open more routes are in advanced stages. The airline CEO Jennifer Bamturaki, however, says there is a need to address the fleet gaps.
It's a good conversation. Now that Uganda Airlines is expanding, what next? Because this is just the beginning. Before the end of this year, we'll be announcing another 3 routes, which we will be starting. And it's going to become very clear that there's need for more aircraft. So yes, the mid-range, yes, it's needed. Sam, if you notice, on this route of Lagos, In the beginning, it's going to be a route that will probably have below capacity, which is too big also for the Airbus. So it's a route that will need, in the beginning, to have a mid-range aircraft.
The mid-range aircrafts will give us the opportunity to move about 3 tons regionally, and that is the average weight that exporters look at when moving agricultural products and products of plant and animal origin into the regional markets.
Available market information data has been showing slow movement of goods and services between Uganda and Nigeria. But with the opening of this direct route from Entebbe to Nigeria, many anticipate that this is bound to change and open up the wider East African market to the Nigerian market, boosting a population of 200 million people.
And a GDP that is anticipated to hit $500 billion, according to the IMF, in the next 1 year. Samuel Senono, UBC TV News, in Lagos, Nigeria.
The National Children Authority has convened a vital meeting with religious leaders and parents from the Kampala dioceses, including Mukono, to chart over ways of combating domestic violence against children. During the meeting, a plea was made to parents to never neglect the children and to cease giving them less time. Article 59 of Uganda's constitution unequivocally states that all parents were asked to nurture and protect their children.
The Executive Director of the National Children's Authority, Martin Chiza, has initiated a comprehensive training program during which religious leaders, youth and parents across the Kampala Diocese were educated on the laws governing children's well-being. This is aimed at encouraging collaborations on children's issues and fostering a collective responsibility towards their welfare.
How do we get together? How do we work together? How do we network to ensure that we mitigate or we completely eliminate violence against children in our communities?
Children were encouraged to display politeness and obedience towards adults, acknowledging the importance of respect in their interactions.
I urge parents to play their respective roles of nurturing children, talking to the children, and counseling the children, in ensuring that children are given guidance into attaining behavior that would really bring them into society as responsible children.
Kiza also extended a special message to the youth, urging them not to create barriers between themselves and adults, as a harmonious relationship would pave the way for the smoother life journeys.
We need to ensure that we narrow down the gap between the youth and the elders, for that matter, or the grannies or the grandparents.
Reverend Richard Lukunda warned parents to stop focusing their own needs only without factoring in their children.
Of course, there are parents who are neglecting their children, and if you are there and you are a parent, father, mother, and God has given you children and you're not caring for them, it is illegal. It's actually against the law, because the law calls you to be able to give the children rights. You give birth to that child, you have a responsibility to take them to school, take them for medical care, to educate them, to make sure that the child has where to stay, has clothing. So if you're not doing your part, the law can as well arrest you. You can be arrested actually.
He urged stakeholders to take the necessary steps to ensure that every child receives the care and attention they rightfully deserve.
So church leaders, we want you to use your voice, we want you to use your platforms to talk about the children who are suffering, and let us do something, small as it might be. Reach out to a child, support them where they can, encourage them, speak to them, pray with them. The child can know there's someone who loves them. They can grow and be something of importance in life. Thank you.
In more stories, African countries are embracing new approaches in food production to combat the impact of climate change and other vagaries of weather to enhance food security. State Minister for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Fred Bueno Chakulaga, says there's need for a speedy adoption of sustainable agricultural practices to free the Africa from food insecurity. He was opening a regional common ground for mainstreaming sustainable agriculture in Eastern and Southern Africa, organized by the International Union for Conservation of Nature and the Association for Strengthened Agricultural Research in Eastern and Central Africa in Kampala District.
Promoting sustainable farming approaches for conserving biodiversity and enhancing food production is one of the major challenges in mainstreaming sustainable agriculture in Eastern and Southern Africa. State Minister for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Fred Bwino Chakulaga, says Africa's agricultural sector has a potential to end food insecurity.
To increase production, to increase productivity, we must have a mind of sustainable agriculture. We must put on aspects of sustainability. As we increase production, as we increase productivity, we must not damage the environment as we put efforts of increasing production and productivity.
The agriculture sector in Africa accounts for more than 32% of GDP and employs about 80% of its labor force. However, high level of food insecurity and malnutrition present a major challenge for the population, especially 49% people who live on less than $1 per day. Charles Oruchina, Regional Director for International Union for Conservation Network, says Africa countries should embrace agroecology practices and conserve biodiversity so as to avert agricultural losses in the region.
We share a lot of common characteristics in our food production system, in our management of natural capital, and also in terms of our bureaucratic systems with government and private sector engagement. So the dialogue that we are currently running is supposed to really build integrated community of interests.
Currently, the International Union for Conservation of Nature operates in 10 African countries with a major goal to transform agriculture under sustainable, efficient and resilient systems with low carbon emissions and a commitment made in Agenda 2030 Paris Agreement. Dr. Enoch Warinda, Executive Director of Asareka, says promoting nature-based solutions together with other development partners will transform agriculture in Africa.
Because Asareka has not really had a good, or what we call a formal engagement modality, I had already talked briefly with the IUCN team. We may need to further this with a formal arrangement.
10 countries later signed the joint communique agreeing to cooperate in promoting food systems. Abiona Francisco, UBC News.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli Bukoto era lero we tugenda okugaba pichi yaffe eri omwanguzi waffe wano we tuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN ewereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165 *3#.
Metu Bus Industries Namambe, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators and special purpose vans. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats or a special design that includes a restroom, power outlet, Wi-Fi, television and a refreshment center. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
Are you passionate about a healthy living and wealth generation for your household? Learn how you can easily tap wealth and health from Mother Nature using science and technology. Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius Echuma Chiwagala Chuma has written a knowledge-packed book, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee. Grab your copy today at 20,000 shillings only at Prof Bio Research Equatorial Mall, Aristoc Booklex branches, Acacia Mall, Garden City, Kampala Road, and Jumia, Uganda. Or call 0703 152 152 for deliveries. Remember, Money Grows on Trees, Sente Zimera Committee book is autographed by Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius himself.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates Pakaku ground. Sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona voice bundles. Dial *100*1#, select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
After launching their business operations in Uganda as a government supplier for solar energy solutions, Nexus Green has officially started business-to-business operations, opening their doors up to Uganda and East Africa's private sector solar market. As Uganda strives to adopt to the global renewable energy adoption targets, the company is hoping to contribute solutions operating on a large scale for profit.
Allow us to have the ability to really now drive.
To display their potential, a 200 kilowatt solar system has been set up at the Summit Residences, located on Naguru Hill, which will see the owners save over 50% of their electricity bills that would have been spent during the day.
68% of their energy bills happens during the day, what you call the shoulder. I mean, because the premium residents, they do laundry during the day, you have lifts, you have the swimming pool, you have all these things. So we are aiming to save, ultimately 90% of what they spend during the day. So we are looking to say, okay, look, all that energy that you spend during the day, why don't you put most of it on solar? And we estimate that their savings will be about 50% of that.
Government sees this as an opportunity to partner with Nexus Green in transforming agriculture, considering 90% of the sector relies on seasonal rainfall.
2050 will be 100 million people. We shall have to have predictable seasons, predictable agriculture, predictable yields. So there's a very big need for irrigation, fertilizers, and all that. We haven't done that yet in Uganda.
We have 3 million hectares that we can irrigate, but we are doing only 1%. But with Nexus Green, we are going to push that significantly. But we also want to achieve our emissions reduction target through mitigation. But our priority is adaptation. And what we are doing with Nexus Green is actually to make the local person on the ground adapt.
Uganda has abundant solar potential, a growing energy market, and the opportunity for a large-scale solar panel solutions company to contribute to clean energy access, job creation, and economic development in the region.
Ladies and gentlemen, business only needs 3 things in life: consistency, the ability to reduce cost, and the ability to get investment to stay. So when our partners come on board and say that we will be there to support you, the banking sector, the investment sector, then we know we've all got a winning team.
Can I hear you? And I can't hear you. I can't hear you. That's it.
Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News, in Kampala.
Tubaniriza mu Jinja Central Market twidi wano okubanga twedusa abantu okuwaayo kumbaga ya mwenemu nga bakozesa momope kati je mu Jinja Central Market sobola okubanga tuwayana abatyambye momope neri kwogeza abantu obwama
tamu ndalo otemu mukaga otemu itano otemu sita onige isatu onige ash onige yes ayi nga tuwaayo tikashi nga tuwaayo nga tubita ku momope enkola ya MTN miga 70
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
And in our last segment, sports stories. After 4 days of action, the 2023 Johnny Walker Uganda Amateur Golf Open climaxed on Saturday at Uganda Golf Club in Chidante, Kampala. The event came to a close with the local amateur golfers dominating the lead board, though foreign players put in a good show as well. Take a look as Emon Gaba reports. Uganda's Godfrey Nsubuga, who hails from Meta Golf Club in Lugazi, emerged winner of the event's 82nd edition after maintaining his lead throughout the championship, subjecting his rivals to the bridesmaids role. Nsubuga, who also doubles as a member of Uganda Golf Club Cadet 65, 69, 72 and 69, from day 1 to day 4 respectively, amassing an overall of 13 under par 275.
I've been very positive about myself because what I've done here, I've done it somewhere else this very year, which is in Kenya. I've been playing so well. I've been very consistent. So I've been very positive and the surrounding environment has been very positive in me. And I would say it's not of a surprise that I've played so well like this, but I didn't expect to play those many unders, but I was expecting to play a very good game.
Second place went to Ibrahim Bagalana, who has 4 strokes off Nsubuga, while 2021 winner Joseph Chinwai finished third with 4 under par 284. The championship that also witnessed a hole-in-one feat by Conrad Odere attracted 131 entries and has been hailed by many.
Well, the skill set of the game of golf at amateur level is going high and high very fast. And next year, I'll not be surprised if we see many more amateur players bring this course of playing wherever the course they will be playing much under. Nsubuga has already proved that he can play at continental level and regional level. He won in Kenya 2 weekends ago. So definitely he's undisputed. He's playing good golf. And as the golfing fraternity, everybody should be happy for this.
This unique 2023 Johnny Walker Uganda Open Golf Championship that started with ladies and now amateurs continues next week with the Pro-Am. The professional open that has a 100 million Ugandan shillings kitty will cap proceedings. Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight with me. We started off at 8 p.m. and we did a whole hour, and now I've done 10 to 11. My name is Sharon Chomdish. Have a blessed night and a great week ahead of you. Bye-bye.
With UBC, I'm Sharon Nakajiri tonight with the latest weather update brought to you by Uganda National Meteorological Authority together with UBC. Now, taking a good look at the satellite taken over Africa today, it clearly shows that the rain-bearing clouds are still widely spread over Central Africa, leaving our country with dry and dusty conditions. Tomorrow morning, we shall have bright and sunny conditions in Kampala and in Nakasongola. For Masaka, we are forecasting light rains. For the eastern parts of the country, country, that includes Jinja, Tororo and Soroti, we are forecasting sunny intervals. While for the western stretch, apart from Kasese, where we shall have light rains, elsewhere, including Kabale Highlands, we are forecasting sunny intervals. For the northern parts of the country, we shall have sunny intervals. In Igulu, Lira, as for Arua, we are forecasting light rains. During the course of the afternoon, we shall have a pickup of thunder showers in Kampala and in Nakasongola. Temperatures going up to 28 degrees Celsius in Kampala and in Nakasongola. For Mubende and Masaka, we are forecasting 27 degrees Celsius. For the eastern parts of the country, we shall have thunder showers in Soroti, Jinja and Tororo. We shall have sunny intervals. Temperatures going up to 28 degrees Celsius. For the western stretch, we shall have thunder showers. Temperatures going up to 30 degrees Celsius in Kasese and 24 degrees Celsius in Kabale Highlands. For the north, we shall have thunder showers over most parts of the northern parts of the country. Temperatures going up to 29 degrees Celsius in Lira and in Gulu. As for the rest of the northern parts of the country, temperatures will go up to 28 degrees Celsius. For international weather forecast, it will be bright and sunny in Dubai. Temperatures going up to 35 degrees Celsius, 27 degrees Celsius in Nairobi with light rains. That nicely concludes our weather forecast today. Till tomorrow, for more information, check our website as it is displayed on your screen. Have a good night.